Erev Tov Rabotai, we are continuing with our Mishna Yomi, Masechet Makkot. We are up to Perek Aleph, Mishnah Dalet. Today's Mishnayot should be Le'elu Nishmat, Neria ben Svetlana Ranbayev, Eliyahu ben Burchai Israelov, Chana bat Miriam, Sason ben Ryan, Yoshua ben Shifra, Menuchatam began Eden, Amen, and Abdil ben Chaim Lechaim v'Derefua, Shelemav Daniel Shalom ben Rosa, Betor Shah Chole Israel, and the Chama Merav Binyamin, O Tzion Chai ben Dvorah. The Mishnah now explains how witnesses become zomimin. En ha'edim na'asim zomimin ad shiazomu et atzman. Witnesses do not become zomimin unless other witnesses discredit them personally, meaning a second pair of witnesses challenges the first pair in a matter relating to the witnesses themselves. However, if the second pair simply contradict the first witness's testimony, the first witnesses are not zomimin. The Mishnah elaborates. It first describes a case where a second set of witnesses contradict the testimony of the first witnesses. Ketzad, how so? Amru me'idin anu bishploni sharaget anefesh. Witnesses said, we testify that so-and-so killed someone in a certain place on a certain day. Amru len. Other witnesses then said to them, He'ach atem me'idin. How can you testify that such an event occurred? Sharei nerag ze o ha'oreg haya imanu. This person whom you claim was killed, or this person you claim was the killer, was with us on that day and this place, not where you claim they were. Therefore, the murder cannot have taken place as you said it did. And elu zomimin, the first witnesses are not zomimin because the second witnesses simply contradicted their testimony. The two testimonies simply contradict each other. One pair of witnesses says that a murder took place in a specific time and place, and the other pair says that it did not. There is no reason to believe one set of witnesses over the other, and the case is simply dismissed. Neither set of witnesses is punished, and the defendant is set free. The Mishnah describes a case where the second witnesses discredit the first witnesses personally. But if the second witnesses said to the first witnesses, how can you testify that a murder occurred? You were with us on that day, the day of the alleged murder, in this place. You therefore could not have seen what you claim to have seen. In this case, the second witnesses are not testifying about the murder. They are saying that whether or not this murder happened, the first witnesses could not possibly have seen it. They are therefore testifying against the witnesses themselves. Here, the first witnesses are zomimin and are punished with what they plan to do to the defendant. The Gemara on page 5.8 derives from the verse in the Torah in Dvarim 19:18 that in such a case, and only in such a case, the second witnesses are believed over the first, and the first witnesses are punished, since they tried to cause them to be executed for committing a murder. V'neragin al piyam, they are put to death on the basis of the second witness's testimony. And that is then of Mishnah Dalet. Continuing from the previous Mishnah, Mishnah discusses a case where after the second pair of witnesses make the first pair into zomimin, more witnesses arrive. Ba'u achrim ve'izimum. Witnesses testify about a murder, and a second set of witnesses made them into zomimin. Another set of witnesses then came and testified about the same murder, and the second pair of witnesses who had discredited the first pair made the third set into zomimin as well, meaning the second set of witnesses said, you, referring to the third set of witnesses, were also with us on that day in this place. The same thing then happened again. Another set of witnesses came and testified about the murder, and the pair who made the other two pairs zomin made the fourth pair to zomin as well. Afilumea, even if 100 sets of zomin witnesses testify to the murder, and the same pair of witnesses make all of them into zomimin, kulam yaregu, all the witnesses who were found to be zomin are put to death. Now, whenever a set of witnesses come to testify about this murder, the same set of witnesses keep saying, you were with us at that time in a different place. And the Mishnah says, Kulam yaregu, all the witnesses who were found to be zomem are put to death. Since the Torah states that witnesses are believed to use this argument, you were with us at that time in a different place, they are believed no matter how many times they use this argument. Now Rabbi Yehuda challenges this ruling. Rabbi Yehuda says, how can you believe these witnesses to say that so many witnesses are zomemin? Istasit hizo. This pair of witnesses is obviously a group of plotters, meaning they decided to save the murderer, and they are falsely declaring all witnesses to the crime as zomimin. Rabbi Yehuda argues that it is more likely that these witnesses are lying to protect the defendant than that they happen to be with all of these other witnesses at the time of the alleged murder. Rather, Zomin are not killed unless they are the first set, meaning the only set of witnesses to become Zomin. If more than one group is discredited as Zomin by the same witnesses, we assume that those witnesses are simply plotters and that they are not believed, about anyone. And the Rav tells us, that Aracha does not follow the opinion of Rabbi Yehuda. And that is the Nabotai of today's Mishna Yomi. Baruch Adonai Le'olam. Amen v'amen.